Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We had some issues for the past couple of hours, but with the help of Yah, we overcame the issues and the help of Andrew also. So we are here, and hopefully you can hear me, and we will have a smooth lesson today. I'm very excited that we are back. This is lesson number 4. So let me just I just started the recording, so I'm just going to start with a prayer. Okay, Heavenly Father, Avinu Shebashamayim, blessed be your name. We come before you first and foremost with hearts of gratitude. We can never offer enough thanks for your grace, mercy, and love. Thank you, Abba, for everyone gathered here today. We ask that you surround us with your powerful, life-changing presence. May our Hebrew study and every part of our lives will glorify your name. We lay down our hearts and minds before you. We ask that you will fill us with your Ruach HaKodesh. We pray in your name, Yehovah, and your Son, Yeshua Mashiach's name. Amen. Welcome everyone to the Unexpected Cosmology, where truth seekers dedicated to following and serving Yah abound. Join us on our Hebrew 101 class, where we delve into the most ancient and sacred of all languages, as we journey to deepen our understanding of His message and His words. Today is Saturday, Shabbat, May 7, 22, and we are now recording lesson number 4. So, as always, let's recap what we studied in the previous lesson number 3. We studied 4 letters: Zayin, Chet, Tet, and Yod, or Yud. Some people call it Yud. Okay, I also asked you to memorize 4 words. Ach. I would like to have some volunteers to interact with me as always. So if any one of you remember what this word is, then please jump in. So this one is Ach. Does anyone remember what it means? Okay. Hopefully, let me see. I cannot hear anyone. So I hope we are not having technical issues again. Ach is brother. The next word is Tov, which is good. Chag is holiday. And the last word is Dod, uncle, and Doda, aunt. And I'm going to go back into the chat room just to see if can anyone say anything to tell me that you can hear me?
Anything.
Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Andrew. Okay, yeah. Good. Okay, so I would love for any one of you to join me and interact with me, okay? Okay, so fun facts. Number 2, verbs take distinct forms depending on whether the subject of the sentence is male or female. So a man, for example, might say, Ani lo mevin, which means I don't understand. Whereas a woman would say, Ani lo mevina, which means the same thing. I don't understand, except it's in a female form. So what we're going to do today, because we had a break of a few weeks, I didn't want to start with new letters. I wanted to dedicate today's lesson to reviewing and practicing the first 10 letters that we studied in the previous 3 lessons. And I'm going to practice with you how to read words and how to put letters and sounds together, because some of you voiced some concern about it. So today is practice day. So let's start. So again, I need some of you to unmute yourself so you can interact with me. So please say the name of each letter aloud. So let's start. Aleph,
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 Bet,
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 Gimel,
Gimel,
Email,
Dalet,
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 Hey,
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 Vav,
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 Zayin,
Zayin,
Chet, Chet.
Vet,
No,
Het,
Chet, like
Het,
Chet.
Het,
Het,
Good, good. Tet,
Vet,
Yod.
Yod,
Okay, so now I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to just randomly put letters, and I would love for some of you to say what it is. So, what letter is this one?
Het,
Het,
Yes,
Dalet,
yes,
Aleph,
Aleph,
yes,
Vav,
yes,
Bet,
yes,
Zayin,
yes,
Hey,
yeah,
Gimel,
yes,
Yod,
Yod,
yes. And the last one,
Het,
good. Okay, so now we are going to practice putting words together. Okay, so basically what we are going to do is, when we have a word, of course we are reading it from right to left. The first thing that we need to do is identify the letters, then determine the sound, the nikud, and then put it together. So let me show you the first one and how I do it, and then I need you to help me. So let's start. Okay. So the first letter is, when I look at it, what I see is, let me break it down. So I see Aleph, and the sound is A. And then I see Bet, and the sound of the Bet is A also, which makes it Ba. Okay. And then I see another Aleph, and that Aleph doesn't have any nikud, so it's quiet. So then when I read it, it would be A, Ba. Okay. I know it's kind of confusing, but I'm just doing the syllables and I'm writing them right to left. Okay, so A, Ba. So now that I kind of like broke it down, let's do the next one. Can anyone help me here? Sarah, can you help me?
Do, Dodach.
Yes, perfect. Good. Yeah. So basically we had Dalet, and the Nikud for the Dalet is O, so it makes it Do. And then we have another Dalet, and the Nikud for the second Dalet is A, so that makes it Da. And then the He is quiet. It doesn't have any Nikud, it's at the end of the word, so it's quiet. So it's Do, Da. Let's continue. Okay, this one is a little bit out there, but let's try and do it together. So, any volunteers? Rob, can you do this one?
I'd say it in English.
Okay. Rob, are you there?
Hello.
Yeah.
I was having technical difficulties. I had to switch from my phone to my laptop. I did not see or hear what you were just talking about. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So you cannot can you see the screen now? Can you see the slide?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just I want to practice words, okay, and I want to do it like very slowly and show everyone how I'm doing it syllable by syllable, okay. So the first thing when you see a word is to break it into identify the letters, then the sound or the nikud attached to the letter, and then putting it together. So the first word is, we already did a couple of words, but this one is Taylor. And I was wondering if you can help me figure out how to say it in Hebrew. So what is the first letter?
Is it ha?
Yeah, that's yeah. Chet. Okay, and the nikud under the chet, what is the sound?
Ah.
Cha, exactly. Okay, so it's a and it's cha. Okay, so then next, what is the next two letters?
Yeah.
We have yud and we have tet. And yud has, what sound does yud has?
Yeah.
Ah, yes, so it's ya. Okay, so then, and then we have the tet. And the tet doesn't have any nikud, which means that we will close the syllable with the sound of T, okay, of T. So then when I put it together, it would be cha, yat, okay, cha, yat. So I wrote it down. So remember that whenever we have the sound, I put K edge. Okay, so whenever you see K edge, so it's cha, yat. Okay, continuing to the next one. Okay, so the next one, again, I'm breaking it into the different syllables. Can anyone else help with this one?
Baguette.
Beged, yes, perfect, beged. Okay, so bet with the sound of A is be, and then we have gimel with a, that's ge, and then the dalet at the end doesn't have any nikud, so we are just closing with that sound, beged. Okay, nothing, no special sound to the dalet other than just closing with it, beged. Okay, so now more volunteers. Can anyone read this word?
Who?
Bo. Bo. So we have bet, and we have that the that in the middle of the bet makes it into B. And then the dot above, that's the O sound. So then together it's bo, which means come, bo. Next. Anyone?
Ed?
Yes, Ed. Perfect. Okay. Next. I'm choosing easy ones right now, only 2 letters. So the next one we have, what is the first letter?
Dobe.
Yeah, dove, exactly. So we have Dalet, I'm sorry, we have Dalet with the period on the top, which makes it, the sound is O, so it's do. And then the bet doesn't have a dot in the middle, so it sounds like V. So then it will be dove. Okay. Next, this one is easy.
Ab.
A, ba, Abba. Next, very easy again, only 2 letters.
Dagad.
Yes, perfect. Next, okay, now I'm adding a little bit more letters. So can anyone read this one? So we are breaking it into the letters and the sound. So the first letter is,
Egada.
okay, so the first letter is D, so de. Okay, so we have de, and then the next letter is Aleph. So that would be de, a.
De aga.
Yes, de aga. Okay. Next.
Daag?
Yes. So Dalet with the A sound is da, and then Aleph with the A sound is A, and then Gimel doesn't have any nikud, so we are just closing with that sound. So it would be da'ag, just making that sound without any nikud, da'ag. Okay, next.
Gavoha.
Perfect. Beautiful. Okay, next. This one is easy.
Bad?
I couldn't hear.
Bad?
Yes, perfect. So B with the little dot in the middle makes it bet, I'm sorry, with the little dot makes it B sound, and the nikud is A, so it's ba. And then the last letter is dalet without any nikud, so we just close with it, so it's bad. And then next. So let's see. So the first letter is Aleph with the sound A, so that's A. And then the next letter is bet without the dot in the middle, so that's V, right? So we have A, V, and then Dalet with the A sound, and He is silent. So it's A, V, Da.
Aveda.
Yeah, Aveda. So usually in Hebrew, we put the emphasis on the last syllable, usually, in most cases. So for example, my name, Americans would usually pronounce my name Ronit, right? They would put the emphasis on the Ro, but in Israel, the emphasis is on the Nit. So my name is Ronit, okay? Okay. Can anyone read aloud this word?
Ach.
Ach, yes. And this one?
Zach.
Zach, yes. This one is a little bit more difficult.
Zavu.
Vuv. Vuv. And actually, we kind of say it quickly in Hebrew. We just say zvuv, but if you look at it, it's zayin, ze, and then the bet doesn't have a dot in the middle, so it's V, but it really doesn't have. I mean, it has the nikud for the bet is the vav afterward, right? So it's the u, so it's zvuv, zevuv. Okay, next.
Zagog.
Zagag, yes, yes. Next.
Zachach.
Okay, so the first letter is Dalet, and it has the nikud of As, so it's Da, and then the next letter is Chet with the same sound, A, so it would be Da, Cha. The He is quiet. Da, Cha. So the Cha is rejected in like past tense, and then rejecting or reject in present tense, almost the same, but the nikud is a little bit different. So we still have Dalet and Chet, but we have the O sound on the Dalet and the E sound on the Chet. So together it's Do, Che. Do, Che. Okay. Next, can anyone help me with this one?
Hov.
Haub.
Can you say it again?
Haub.
Hov. Hov. So we have Chet with the O sound, so that makes it Ho. Ho. And then we have Bet that sounds like a V, so it would be Hov. So that was that. And then duty comes from the same root, so we have similar letters but a little bit different nikud. Can anyone read this one?
Suva.
Chova. Chova. So chet with the sound O, cho, and then bet sounds like V with A, va. Chova. And the He is silent. Okay, this is one of my most favorite words in the Hebrew language. Can anyone read this one? What is the first letter?
Zaub.
Zeev.
Ziv. Yeah, Ziv. Ziv. Good. Next. This one is easy. Everyone should know this one.
Daud.
Dod.
No, it's Dod. Yes, Dod. And then the next one, the sacrifice.
Zeboha. Zeboha.
Zevach.
Zevach.
Zevach. Okay, so Zayin has the S sound, so it's ze, and the bet sounds like V with the A, so it's va. So ze, vach, and then the chet is kind of like silent at the end, so you just hear, you close with it, so ze vach.
Zevach.
Okay. Okay, let's continue. I hope this is helping you guys, because I know you wanted me to practice with you putting everything together into words. So that's why I'm doing this exercise today.
Hag.
Yes, Hag. This one is tricky. So let me help you with this one. So the first letter is chet, and the nikud is e, so that's che. The next letter is dalet, so that's like D, right? Dalet. And the nikud is e, except in this special case, the D is going to be kind of like a quiet D when I read it. I'll read it in a moment and you will understand what I'm saying. Then we have the vav that acts like a V. You know, it has a vowel, it has a sound, a nikud of A. So it's va. Okay, so then ordinarily you would say chedeva. Okay, but the D is kind of like somewhat quiet here, so it would be chedva. That's how you would read this word, and it means joy. Chedva. Okay, but even if you read it chedeva, it's okay. People will understand what you're saying, but really that this is a tricky thing, and it takes a little bit more studying of Hebrew to identify when this happens, that that sound that is the nikud that is supposed to sound like A is actually a little more quiet, halfway quiet. Chedva. The next one we already did like a couple of slides ago. Can anyone read this word?
Chayat.
Yes. Good. Next one, goodness.
Tav.
Tuv. Tuv. So when you see Vav, if it has a dot in the middle, it's basically a nikud, and it sounds like U. If it has a dot above the Vav, again, it's a nikud, and it sounds like O. Okay, so in this case it's U, so it would be tuv. The bet is V. The bet doesn't have a dot in the middle, so it sounds like V. Tuv. Next.
David.
David. Yes, David. Next.
Vag.
Yoga.
So the first letter is chet. So with the sound A. So it's cha. Cha. Gi. Ga. So chet. Then gimel. And the gimel, the nikud of the gimel is the yud and the dot. So it's gi. Cha. Gi. And the next gimel has the A sound and the He is quiet. So cha, gi, ga. Next,
Tov.
tov. Yes. Yes. So you notice how we have tov, which is good, and we have tuv, which is goodness. Okay. The next one.
Chod.
Chod. Chod. So chet with the sound, the dot above is O, so it's cho, and then the dalet is kind of silent. So chod. And this word again that I just had in the previous slide.
Zeev.
Yes, ziv. And this one. This one is easy.
Ovda.
Doda. Doda. Okay, so now now I was going to play a little bit with sentences, okay? So don't get scared. We have to practice to make perfect, right? So let's start with sentences. Okay. So I took a sentence and then I showed you how I'm breaking it down, okay? So let's start. So the first word everyone should know by now, it's Abba. Abba. Then the next word is Ha-ya. Ha-ya. And then the last word is Po. Po. Okay. Abba, Haya, Po. Okay, so I broke it down into the syllables. I showed you again in English, Abba, Haya, Po. And then what it means is basically father was here. Abba, Haya, Po. So now I'm going to the next one. I want a volunteer to help me read this sentence.
Gad vehodag.
Okay, so was it Sarah?
Yes.
Okay, so let's
Gad.
start. So the first word is God. Okay,
God.
good. And then the second one.
Avoch.
Okay, so the second one, look on the second row when I'm breaking it into the syllables, okay? So look at that
Yeah.
word. So it's Aleph, but it has the sound of O. So it's O. So O and then have. O
Ohev.
have. Yes.
Ohev.
Yeah. And then the last one, the last word.
Dag.
Yes. So God have dag.
Gad ohev dag.
Yes. Which means God loves fish. Okay. Good. Good. Okay, so let's start. Let's continue with this sentence. Please don't look down. Just try to look on the first and second row and try to read it. So, do I have anyone else that would like to read this sentence? What is the first word?
Zavad.
David. 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 And then the next word?
Who.
Yes. And then the last word?
Ach.
Yes. So the complete sentence is David hu ach, which means David is a nurse or a brother, actually. Ach in Hebrew is brother and also a nurse. Okay. Ooh, one moment. Sorry. Oh yeah, it is the end. Okay. So I thought it would take a little bit longer. Okay. So before we talk about homework and all this, would you like me to go back and repeat some of the slides? Do you feel that what practicing like this is helping you? I mean, I need some feedback from you guys because it's much easier just to kind of like memorize the letters, but once you try to put them together with Nikud into words and sentences, all of a sudden it feels overwhelming. So I need to get some feedback from everyone telling me if this type of practice helped you and what else I can do to help.
Oh, you're so cute.
Yeah, it helped me.
Watching too.
Yeah, going through this helps me in the practice and to revisit the letters that I have seen and read through and trying to put them together again as I practice. Forces the practice, and I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. So we have like 10 minutes left. Do you want me to go back and some of the previous slides again with you guys? I mean, let's see. Let's try again. We have 10 minutes, so let's go over some of the slides again. So, can anyone read this word?
Abba.
Yes. Okay. Can anyone read this one?
Yoda.
Yes. Good. This one? Breaking into the syllable. Sorry.
Ha. Yad.
Chayat. Yeah, chayat. This one?
Beged.
Yes. So now I'm not breaking the syllables, I'm just putting the words. So anyone can jump in and read them.
Bo.
Bo.
Ad.
Ed. Ed.
Ove.
Yes. This one, everyone should know by heart by now.
Abba.
Abba.
Yes. Father. So when you pray to Yah, you can pray Abba. Okay, next.
Ag.
Ag.
Yeah. Next.
Aga.
So the aga. So the
Ega.
the first letter is Dalet, and those two dots, two vertical dots. The sound is e. So it's de aga. Next.
Ag.
The ag. Yes. Next.
Gavoha.
Good. And next.
Bad.
Yes. Next one.
Aveda.
Yes. Wow. Good.
Good.
Okay. This one is easy. This word can be a brother or a nurse. I didn't hear.
Ah.
Ach. Yes. Ach.
Sorry,
I
didn't get
know.
enough phlegm there.
Yeah, you know the this the het sound. What I'm realizing is probably one of the most common sounds in Hebrew, and all of a sudden I'm noticing that, like, you cannot have even the shortest conversation without hearing all over the place. And I'm thinking, poor Americans. You know, it's such a hard sound for you guys, but yeah, that's why I keep using words with that letter, because I'm trying to get you used to pronouncing it. So it's ach. And the next one.
Za.
Zach. Yes, Zach. And this one?
Zavau.
Zevuv. Yes. Good. Good, good. And this one?
Zagag.
Yes. This one?
Aha.
Dacha. Dacha. So always break it. Like look at the letters, start like take your time, look at the letters. So we have dalet with a, so that's da. Chet with a sound cha. And hey is quiet, so dacha. And the next one?
Dauga.
So
Gohua.
okay, so this one let's do it slowly again. So the first letter is dalet. What nikud do you see with this dalet? What is the nikud sound that you see with the dalet?
Do.
Exactly, do. And then next we have chet, and the three dots, the polka dots under the chet. What sound does it make?
Eh. Eh.
Exactly. So then chet with it would be che. So putting it together, it would be do, che, doche.
See, I get confused with the Vav being a separate letter from the Dalit.
Yes, so the vav is acts whenever vav has a dot in the middle or a dot above, it's always an ikud. It's always like a vowel. It doesn't have the vav sound. It doesn't sound like a V. It sounds like O or U. Okay, so and that's kind of confusing, but so when you see the vav like this with the dot in the middle or on top, you know this is a vowel. It's not going to have its own sound like a vav. It's going to give a sound to the letter that precedes it. So in this case, it would be do, re. And then next, so we have the same case here. We have chet, the first letter, and then vav acts as a vowel, right? It's an ikud. So it's o,
Oh,
chov, chov. Okay. And then the next one,
Ova.
Ova.
chova. Yes, yes, good. Chova. And my most favorite word, everyone should know it by now,
Leave.
Ziv. It's the name of my oldest nephew, so I have a special sentiment for this word, Ziv. Okay, and this one, easy,
Mold.
Dod, Dod. Sacrifice. Going through Leviticus, you see it a lot in Hebrew, this word,
Zeva.
Zevach. Good. Excellent. Okay. So, so let me just go down here. Okay. So, so what we did today is we practiced, we did a lot of practice, and I highly recommend if you want to if you can watch the recording, it will help you a lot with starting to put the sounds together and not just remember the letters. So number one, I'm still reminding you to download the app. It's an amazing app. Everyone that has been practicing with it is really loving it. So I'm recommending that you download the app and keep practicing the different letters. Next week, we will continue with the next few letters of the alphabet, and then go back to the flashcards that I provided before, and keep practicing the first 10 letters. And then I'm not sure yet. I have it on my calendar on Wednesday. If I end up finishing work early, I will probably just send a kind of like a spontaneous message and invite anyone to join me, and we can continue to do what I did now. So if I ever go spontaneously on Wednesday on the Discord channel to practice, would be what I did today. Okay, helping you putting the letters together with sounds into words and into sentences. Okay? So I hope this lesson was beneficial for all of you. I'm wishing you a wonderful week and good job, everyone. And I apologize for us missing so many weeks. I'm pretty sure it took you out of the how can I say it? It kind of like it caused some challenges for you today to not practice with me and study with me on a weekly basis for a few weeks now. So I'm looking forward to seeing you next weekend. And thank you and Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you.
Shalom. Yes, thank you.
Toda, Ronnie. Thank you.
You're welcome.